At 6:30 a.m., Naomi Kansime and her peers step into the dirty water that has submerged Katanga A village since 2019, when Lake Albert burst its banks and flooded villages in Kanaara sub-county in Ntoroko district. Due to the persistent flooding, all the roads are underwater, forcing Kansime and the other learners to rely on a canoe to reach school. She is a primary 7 pupil at Rangara Primary School, which is located in Katanga B village. The learners are empty-handed. They leave their books at school so that they do not lose them in case the canoe capsizes. It's a 3-hour journey and they are going to be late. The classes start at 7 a.m.
At 6
a.m. I get into my father's boat and gather other students. We reach school at 9 a.m. We are challenged by crocodiles and floating papyrus.
When the winds coming off Lake Albert are too strong, the group does not go to school.
My colleagues are young, so as the oldest, I have to push the boat because I know the direction to take. Government should help school children because sometimes we fail to go to school.
Michael Otafire, a primary 5 pupil at the same school, first lets out the family chicken before he heads to his canoe. Otafire usually travels alone in a canoe his parents hired. When the weather is particularly bad, his brother helps him row the boat.
Every month, we pay the owner of the boat 45,000 shillings. If there is no money, I miss school.
Sometimes he misses school when his father has to use the canoe to find work outside the village.
We sleep on the boards above the water. The challenge are the snakes that pass above us as we sleep. Sometimes when you are turning, you fall in the water.
To reach the school, the learners have to get off their canoes and cross a makeshift bridge. When NTV visited last week, the bridge had collapsed and pupils were wading through the water. Teachers go to the bridge every morning and evening to ensure that none of the pupils drown as they get off or on the canoes. Parts of Rangara Primary School have been submerged since 2019. At the start of the second school term this year, the water levels rose, leaving the school marooned. Paul Ninsima, the head teacher, says the water is slowly damaging the foundation of one of the 2 classroom blocks.
At least we also request from UNICEF, which is to support us, to give us more tents so that we can shift the school for the safety of these learners and teachers.
In 2019, after the floods, the displaced residents of Katanga B village occupied the school's playground, where they remain to this day.
And these people don't have latrines. They are using the lake as their latrines and still using the water from the lake for domestic use. So the sanitation is very poor. We are at the risk of contracting diseases from here.
The school has 2 mobile toilets. However, they are kept under key and lock to deter the displaced villagers who might want to use them. This year, the school opened the first term with 579 pupils. Today, however, there are only 420 learners. Surprisingly, given the circumstances, the school performs well.
Last year, we managed to get 4 first grades, and the rest of the learners came in second grade. We never had any child who failed PLA. We are trying our level best. I want to thank the teachers I have here. They are really heroes.
Zebedi Mwasalinyuma, the deputy head teacher, considers throwing in the towel. He's the only teacher still living in the teachers' quarters after the rest fled to find accommodation elsewhere.
My life is at risk. I always hear crocodiles coming at night. I always kill some snakes every day entering the house.
Life is no different at Masaka Primary School in Butungama sub-county. The school was submerged in November last year when River Semliki flooded its banks. Vincent Asimwe, the head teacher, says he has never received government aid to renovate the classrooms. Due to the poor conditions of the teachers' quarters, 2 female teachers and their 3 children sleep in Asimwe's office. He uses the front part of the office for administrative work and as a storage area for school property.
Before the floods came, we had the enrollment of 797, but after the floods, the enrollment reduced. Now we are having 497.
Previously, the Office of the Prime Minister pledged to reconstruct 3 primary schools, namely Rangara, Umoja and Kachwakum. Unfortunately, the district is yet to receive this promised support.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister should secure us 500 million, which we had planned together with the OPM. That sub-county of Kanaara is very, very difficult for us as a local government in Ntoroko to deliver services to the people.
While learners continue to study in collapsing classrooms, one shudders to think what would happen in the event of an earthquake.
We cannot ask much from my government because we know disasters have become rampant. They are everywhere in Uganda. And then we are saying that we are trying our level best.
Back at Rangara Primary School, classes have ended and Kansime and her team get ready for the journey back home. Last Friday, fresh flooding hit the district, further compounding the plight of residents and school-going children in Bweramule and Butungama sub-counties. This is part of the season of flooding brought on by River Semiliki.